just realized I have two pairs of glasses on my head. I've been looking for these for like 10 minutes. Oh my God. Okay, hashtag hot mess. I'm sorry, let me try this again. You guys, hi. Welcome to Porch Nook. Let me get my act together here, just a second. Okay, so today I am taking my real Teal coffee table and I'm going to be sealing it simply with a polycrylic by Minwax. And I just figured this week I've really I put myself on track for I'm on a personal mission. I have a whole bunch of inventory I got to get through, and so I'm just doing it with you guys. Basically, I'm socially contracting myself with you guys just so I can get things done. So I'm going to be sealing with the polycrylic. I'll be sharing a few tips as well on the process. So I hope you join me. Hang with me. I'm just hanging out in my garage with two pairs of glasses on my head. That was just so ridiculous. And just who else out there has thousands of these laying around their house? I'm not one of those people. So before I start, I'm sorry, I'm rambling as usual. My name is Kristen. I am the owner of Porch Nook. I own a decorative paint business. I sell chalky finish paint, handcrafted, and I also sell furniture with my paint on it, and that's how I showcase the colors. And I hang out with you guys, and we just share tips, and we have great exchange. So feel free to throw anything in comments at any time. I would love to hear from you. Would love to know where you guys are watching from. That would be great. Okay, here's my table. And you may be wondering, why is it upside down, Kristen? The reason why it's upside down is because, here's my personal preference, okay? And give me a thumbs up if you like this idea. Anything that has legs, which is like, what, 80% of furniture out there, right? I always start my piece upside down, whether I'm painting or sealing. Why? It's because I'm tired of going down underneath a piece like an animal, right? And getting paint all over my face, my hair, my arms, and I'm always missing a spot on the legs. It seems to be my kryptonite. I don't know why. I always seem to miss a spot. It's not my best work is on legs. I don't know what it is. I seem to have some type of creative block when it comes to that. So when it comes to painting and sealing, I like to start with my piece upside down. Much more civil. That's my opinion. Give me a thumbs up if you like this idea. All right, so today I am sealing with Minwax polycrylic. It is the matte. Sorry, it's backwards, Facebook Live. We got to write them a stern letter about that. And this is what it looks like inside. It's milky white, but it will, I promise you, when it dries, it is crystal clear, not a problem. The number one tip when it comes to polycrylic, avoid bubbles at all cost. Who out there seals with polycrylic and knows what I'm talking about? Bubbles, when they dry, basically kind of has like a milky look to it. So basically it's kind of like this milky white when you have bubbles and the bubbles kind of accumulate. It kind of has a cloudiness about it when it dries. It also leaves like a little black kind of pin dot in a way because of the bubble when it dries. Does that make sense? Can you visualize this? Visualize this with me. Okay, so when you're stirring your polycrylic, you do it slowly. The last thing you want to do is stir it up. The number one mistake when it comes to bubbles, people like to seal their can, shake it to mix it. Don't do that. Don't do that, friends. So you just stir it really, really slowly. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started because I got work to do before I pick up my kid at school. So I'm just gonna start sealing. All right. Oh, one more tip. What kind of brush do you use when you seal? A lot of people, when they buy their cute little Teal can of polycrylic, they also buy the matching Minwax brush that's sold right next to it, okay? Don't buy it. Don't get these because these create the most amount of bubbles I've ever seen. I mean, really, the research and development team there over at the Minwax team, they got to do better. These are horrible, horrible. I like to use, with my Minwax sealant, the foam brush. These definitely, a lot less bubbles. You will get a few bubbles here and there, but it's much less. And it's very easy to manage as well while you're combing your sponge brush across the surface. Now, a gal yesterday, she mentioned that she actually uses a lint-free rag or towel to apply her polycrylic sealant. And I was so intrigued by that idea. So I'm definitely going to have to test that someday, just not today. Because I got things to do. Got to run. Got to go. Got to seal. Okay. So I'm just going to start sealing, guys. Who has seen these lives this week? You guys have been keeping me honest this week, so I'm so thankful for you. Oh, here's another tip. I'm sorry, another tip. Don't Don't do this, guys. Don't. You're going to have a voice. Everyone has a lazy voice. I have a lazy voice, and I'm always compelled to do this, but don't do it. Don't dip your brush into the can, seal your piece, then dip it back in. Can anyone out there tell me why? Give me a guess. Give me a guess. The reason is because there will be a residue of your paint that's on your furniture. It will stick on your brush. And when you dip it back into the can, that residual color will contaminate your sealant, and you can't use it for any other colors. Does that make sense? So I'm going to put it on this polycrylic on my teal table, and if I dip it back into the can, my can will turn slightly green, tightly tealish. And you don't want to do that because, we work very hard for our money, and we don't want to contaminate our materials and can't use them again. I have had this thing for like a year, you guys. This polycrylic, it lasts forever, this one can. So just do your best to protect it and make sure it doesn't get tainted with color. So what I always do is I always pour some into a separate bowl, and this is the bowl I work from. I leave my can alone. So let me know where you guys are watching from. Let me know how you are. I'd love to hear from you, but I'm just gonna start working. If that's all right with you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. It's so easy. Now, do I seal with wax? Yes, I do. But I choose to use wax only when I know an item is going to have low traffic, like hardly going to be touched, hardly going to be used. It's not as durable as a polycrylic, so that's why I like to use polycrylic on, let's say, a dresser that's used in the bedroom. Does this make sense? Give me a thumbs up if this makes sense. I like to use it, definitely use it for cabinetry, definitely. But like if I have like a really pretty artistic accent piece that I know is just not going to be used for everyday use, that's when I use wax. Nothing can beat the creamy sheen of a wax. Well, who else out there agrees? I love it. So if you guys are curious about the materials I'm using, I have provided you a link to the real teal, which is the color that's used on this table, this vintage table. I've also provided Amazon links to the brushes that I'm using, as well as the polycrylic. So feel free to click on those for a quick find. You can find them real quick by just clicking on those. Who else out there paints furniture? I want to hear from you. Don't be shy. So my favorite part of the furniture painting process, if you can believe it, is sealing. Because that's what makes the color like rich and deep. You start seeing color nuances that you otherwise wouldn't notice without the sealant. Makes your furniture really pop, and it's just so satisfying. Just making sure I don't have any bubbles anywhere, and I don't. You also have to look out for any type of accumulation where the polycrylic may go on a little bit too thick. You'll definitely see it. It's like a white cloudy look about it. I wonder if I can find an old board and I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. I also prefer, another reason why I like to work upside down is because I'd rather have it drip down into the base of the piece, rather than down and pool onto the floor. It's another reason why I do it upside down. I start my chairs upside down, my tables upside down, nightstands, anything with legs. Again, legs are my least favorite. Or, you know, just because I'm challenged. I'm challenged when it comes to painting legs. I always seem to miss a spot. It's just ridiculous. It's like every time I'm dealing with legs, I feel like I'm in the middle of amateur hour. So I always seem to miss a spot. So what do you guys got planned for this weekend? I hope you're going to do something creative. I am going to continue painting this weekend, that's for darn sure. Be sure you do something creative for yourselves, because let me know if you agree. Since we became grown-ups, we tend to be, we're very good at denying ourselves things that are fun. We're always taking care of other people, taking care of our work, taking care of our responsibilities. If you work out of the house, right, and you're always scrambling. Deny ourselves the joy of being creative. So let me know if you agree with that. It's, you know, denying ourselves, it's a practice, right? And trying to bring creative joy back into our life, in my opinion, that has to become a practice as well. It's hard to break habits. It is. It's not easy to break out of it, because I dealt with it. I just threw myself like into Michael's or Joann stores and just start cruising the aisles and touch stuff and just get inspired by other people's projects, that, you know, ask what people are doing for their projects. It's a lot of fun. Do you know what I can't wait to do? I can't wait to start sealing this. The top is always the fun part. Top of the table, I don't know why, it just seems to be the sexiest part. I cannot wait to put my polycrylic on the top, because then you can really see how shiny and awesome it's gonna look and deep in color. There we go. All right. So when it comes to coats of polycrylic, I tend to do at least three coats of polycrylic. Then you have to give it, in order to achieve maximum durability, this goes for sealants, this goes for paints. You really gotta let stuff dry and be by it on its own, being still, not touch for like 30 days in order to maximize or achieve the maximum cure or durability of your sealant or paint. Did you know this? So whenever I sell a piece, and sometimes, you know, us furniture painting artists, we're guilty of this. It's like, as soon as we're done with it, we want to get it on market right away. But what I always do whenever someone comes and picks up their piece, I always say, hey, you still have X number of days left in order to achieve full cure on this piece. And they always appreciate it. Always appreciate it. All right. I'm going to do the sides here. Well, you know what? I'm going to just flip it over. What do you think of that idea? I'm just going to flip it over. Let's do the fun part. Let's do the top. Can't wait. All right, so I haven't sealed the sides of this yet on purpose because I know I'm going to grab it and turn it over. So let's do this. Oh, I don't like it. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. There we go. we go. Can you see that? All right. Let me know if you can see that okay. So again, if you guys are interested in the brushes as well as the polycrylic, I provided links to Amazon where you can find this stuff really easily. And I always try my best to find you guys highly rated vendors. So one thing I gotta look out for, this table has a groove right here and I gotta make sure it doesn't like collect. Oh, okay, here's a good example. Look at this, guys. So here's what it looks like when the polycrylic has tons of bubbles. There's thousands of bubbles right here, and it accumulates. This is what you want to avoid because it will dry like this. It will still be kind of cloudy. You don't want that. So what I should do is that I should have like some Q-tips with me or something just to make sure this groove stays clean and free of buildup. That's gonna be tricky. So again, you know, if you're going to have a low traffic item, I would recommend, I always love wax sealants because I love the buttery sheen of wax. But when I know something's going to be a high traffic item, I know drinks are going to be being put on this, for example. I'm just going to assume the worst. That's why I like to use poly. It's just more durable. And you know, frankly, can I be honest? Can we have an honest moment here? Honestly, polycrylic is a lot less work to put on. I feel like sometimes I have to psych myself up to start working on waxing on a piece because it just takes, it's so physical. When you guys scrub it on, can I get an amen if you guys agree? It is so physical to put on wax. So you know, when I gotta work on my upper arms, I definitely like to wax a few pieces. So I don't want to keep doing this where you can't see what I'm working on, so I'll go on the other side. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. What do you guys think? It's important too that you don't try to play with it too much while it's drying because it will like pull and separate from the table, so just don't play with it too much. And you know, it's really easy to work with, so don't let that little tip like scare you, because when I was first told that, no, whatever you do, don't play with it too much. It just sounded a bit stressful. I was afraid that it was just going to dry so quick that I couldn't, you know, wouldn't be able to manage it, but it's not like a fast dry or anything. It's very manageable. I love polycrylic. All right, let me do the front here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to bend this, my little cordy thing here so you can see me on the back side. Can you see that okay? Sorry, we don't have an earthquake here in California. Just a bouncy cord. guys, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm going to just wrap up a few spots here, but I'm going to go. Leave you to your day. Where are you guys? There you are. Hi. So you guys have a great day. Feel free to message me if you have any questions in regards to polycrylic, and enjoy your weekend. You guys take care. Bye.